Time now. Morning, guys. 6:13 in the morning, West Coast time, Wednesday, the 12th of June, 2024. The Weaver Agency, Roseman, California. Shout out to Beau of the fifth column, who is probably getting his video set up here. I discovered from a news flash coming from CNN, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit, this one, that this week, and even last week, Russia is sending ships over to Cuba. There is a story in Yahoo News picked up on this one, from the Miami Herald, dated June 11th, 2024 at 3:34 p.m., which would have been yesterday on a Tuesday. I'm surprised Beau didn't pick up on this damn thing. According to the story, the U.S. Navy has deployed warships and aircraft to track a naval flotilla after the Russian vessel sailed less than 30 miles off of South Florida's coast on Tuesday, according to the Miami Herald. Last week, Moscow sent 3 ships and a nuclear-powered submarine to the Caribbean for what U.S. officials say will be a set of extensive military air and naval exercises, first of their kind in at least 5 years. Drills began on Tuesday in the Atlantic, the Russian Defense Ministry said in a statement, with its hypersonic-capable frigate and nuclear-capable submarine, simulating a strike on a group of enemy ships. It's unclear whether the frigate is armed with hypersonic missiles, but the U.S. intelligence community has assessed none of the Russian vessels are carrying nuclear weapons. So we got Arleigh Burke missiles, actually destroyers out there, deployed. We got the U.S. Truxtun, Cook, and Delbert D. Black out there. According to the story, more goes, while the Biden administration has said it's not concerned by the Russian activity, it's nevertheless authorized deployment of 3 powerful destroyers and a submarine reconnaissance aircraft to the region, according to the U.S. Northern Command official. We told Herald yesterday. In accordance to standard procedures, we've been actively monitoring the Russian ships as they transit the Atlantic Ocean within international waters. Air and maritime assets under U.S. Northern Command have conducted operations to ensure defense of the United States and Canada. Russia's deployments are part of a routine naval activity which pose no direct threat or concern to the United States. Wait a minute. They also got a Coast Guard cutter, the Stone, also deployed out there as well. See, this kind of makes me a little nervous, even though it may be in international waters, about almost 30 miles off the coast. 30 miles. It's still a hop, skip, and a jump. Keep this in mind, about 90 miles off the coast of Florida is Cuba. I hadn't felt this nervous about Russian activity out there ever since we actually had the 1963 situations happening. And I was reading about it in classes when I was going through junior high and high school. And then seeing all the documentaries out there trying to tell us on how things were when John F. Kennedy's administration was trying to deal with discovery of missiles, battery missiles being installed on the coastline of Cuba. 90 miles off the coast of Florida. This week is just naval deployment. So our intelligence community insists that we're safe, but we are dealing with Russian frigates and a sub out there. And they ought to know that we're going to keep track of this. We are going to keep track of Russian equipment coming through the Caribbean, which is a route to get to the Central America coast. especially when it's Venezuela area. And along with the frigates that they have, an oil tanker and a salvage tug, it'll be arriving today for a stay for a week over there. If we're talking about shore leave, it's one thing, but having that naval flotilla out there. When I hear that both sides are saying it's no problem, I hear problem because when I hear international situations happening out here, yes, I have an issue over it. Too damn close for home. I'm hoping that we are not doing some kind of weird ass chess move. I mean, the cutters may be somewhat formidable, but I wouldn't put it past the Russians for sneaking weaponry over there. I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past Putin for rattling our cage like this and call it just routine. I'm sorry. I don't consider it routine. Now, if we're talking about in addition to that, we would definitely need to redeploy whatever task force that has a carrier, because we would probably need the air power for this, just in case. But you know, we have to deal with that. What would scare the hell out of me is if we happen to get um, a flotilla hanging around the coast of California. Now, granted, Mexico is not a communist state, thank God. They're their own country. They're dealing with their own form of democracy over there. But we are next door. And then down below is the Central America and South America. There would be no reason to do any flotillas on the West Coast. If the ships were traveling through the canal out in Panama, or even doing a rounding of the tip, that's one thing. So going through the Caribbean would be the only way to getting over to South America and Central America. I'm just a bit rattled because it's off the coast. Too damn close to us. But if they're going to be traveling over to Venezuela and staying over there for a week, definitely an eye being kept. It is international waters, but it's way too damn close to the country. Way too damn close. So yeah, if I happen to hear about any other kind of movements happening off the coast of California, it's one thing having Russian trawlers trying to listen in to what was going on, but I just hope we kept ourselves on alert status at this point. So that's my concern this morning. One of many.